Hello, lovelies. Happy Monday. I am Terry True Crime, and welcome to Midday Missing, where we highlight current missing person cases that need more attention. Now, we live stream every Monday and Wednesday at noon Central Time or during a lunch break from the Karen Read Trial. We stream on our YouTube channel on our Facebook page. Now, if you joined us here from our couch court with Llama, we are glad you are here, and we promise we are saving you a seat on the couch. And after this episode, we will bounce right back over to Karen Read. If the portal doesn't work, you know how to find us and get back over there. Okay. Now, if you haven't heard of the Couch Court with Llama, you can join us over there where every day Llama and a few opinionated co-hosts are breaking down every wild bananery bonkers moments from the Karen Read trial every weekday at 8:30 a.m. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the case that we've been following of the three beautiful girls, Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia Decker, who were taken from this world far too soon, guys, and allegedly by their own father, Travis Decker. Now, law enforcement reports describe a multi agency manhunt involving 100 officers plus National Guard personnel, U.S. Marshals, and Border Patrol. They are searching rugged terrain in around the Cascade Mountains, focusing on the Pacific Crest Trail region. Decker is considered armed and dangerous, with heightened concerns that he intends to cross into Canada undetected via backcountry routes. Guys, I also want to say, possibly, besides just being armed and dangerous, also could be having severe mental episode. Now, a $20,000 reward is being offered for any information leading to his capture. While we don't want to give Decker any more attention than needed, we are sharing details of his tattoos and pictures because he needs to be found. These babies, their mothers, the community, everyone needs justice and answers. Now, unfortunately, they aren't the only families that need answers. Washington State has far too many names that don't make headlines. Today, we are bringing you two individuals whose disappearances deserve attention, urgency, and hope. Okay. Now, on the evening of March 6, 2009, 36-year-old Nancy Corrine Moyer vanished from her home in Tenino, Washington, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions that haunts her families, investigators, and the small Thurston County community she called home, as well as me. Nancy was a devoted mother of two young daughters and worked as a financial analyst for the Washington State Department of Ecology. Now, she was described by friends and colleagues as smart, kind, and loving, especially when it came to her children. Though she was separated from her husband, Bill, for about a year, it is said the two maintained a shared custody agreement and amicable co-parenting relationship. Now, Nancy was petite, standing just under 5 feet tall, weighing around 105 to 120 pounds, with brown eyes, long, dark brown hair. She had several distinctive tattoos, including a butterfly on her lower back, cherries on her foot in the initials AS, and a bunny symbol on her hip. Now, her home on the 700 block of State Route 507 sat in a rural wooded area, giving her and her daughters a peaceful corner of the world until everything changed. Now, on that Friday, March 6th, Nancy left work in Lacey, Washington around 5:15 p.m. She gave a coworker a ride home, then stopped at the Tenino Thriftway grocery store around 6:45 p.m. Surveillance footage captured her shopping and paying by check. Yes, guys, that was still a thing, okay? This was the last known sighting of her. After arriving home, it seems Nancy settled in for a quiet night. A partially consumed glass of wine was later found on her coffee table. The lights in the TV were still on. Guys, she had no plans to go out, especially with her children spending the weekend with their father. Guys, she wanted, like so many single moms, she wanted to just chill out and rest. Okay. But guys, by Sunday evening, Nancy was gone. Okay. When Bill Moyer brought the girls home on March 8th, Nancy didn't answer the door, and he found it slightly ajar. Now, her car, a white Honda Civic DeSoul, was in the driveway. Her purse, wallet, cigarettes, ID, and keys were still inside. Okay. Her toiletries and overnight items were undisturbed. Now, her phone was missing, though it had been inactive since that Friday. There were no signs of forced entry, no indication of a struggle. And since she wasn't dating anyone or having any personal problems at the time of her disappearance, and guys, she had no drug issues and no mental illness that it could explain her disappearance. But guys, strangely, with that door was unlocked and one of her favorite coats was gone, leading some to speculate she may have briefly just stepped outside and had been intercepted. Now, the Thurston County Sheriff's Office quickly launched a missing person case. Bloodhounds and a search party combed the wooded areas around Tenino. Tips poured in, but guys, they led nowhere. Nancy's phone and bank accounts remained untouched. This just adds suspicion of foul play. Now, guys, two individuals emerged as persons of interest. Now, Eric Roberts was a former neighbor and occasional coworker. On July 9th, 2019, at about 3 p.m., the 53-year-old called 911 and confessed to killing Nancy 10 years ago. He told the dispatcher that she had died during a night of rough sex that turned fatal. Okay. He claimed he strangled her with a scarf and later burned it. He even invited deputies to search his basement, claiming Nancy's body had been hidden there at one point. Now, a detective went to Robert's house and interviewed him. Roberts was arrested for investigation of second-degree murder, although police did not call him a suspect. His property searched with cadaver dogs and excavation equipment, but guys, investigators found no physical evidence, no remains, and no trace of Nancy. Soon after, Roberts recanted his confession. I hate that kind of shit. I just hate it. Now, Roberts has a prior criminal history for domestic violence. Now, a former girlfriend of his told police that he had a Jekyll and Hyde type personality and became violent when he drank alcohol, and that during sex, sometimes he would choke her to the point where she had to struggle with him and scratch him to make him stop. That is terrifying to me. She also claimed that he poured a large concrete pad on the rear of his property and said he was going to make either a fort for his son or a man cave, which she said struck her as odd because there were no utilities running back there. That is weird. Now, another witness said Roberts had held parties on his property and people had gone camping there, but the parties and camping stopped after Roberts created that odd concrete structure on the property following Nancy's disappearance. Okay. Now, without any concrete evidence to support his claims, authorities had no choice but to release him without charges. Now, many still believe he knows more than he admitted. Okay. I need to know, did they use that special equipment that goes across concrete and can tell you if there's something buried underneath it? Did they do that? Did they tear up that concrete pad? I mean, if he says he did something to her, that to me should be just cause to rip up that concrete pad. Anybody else think with me? I mean, because seriously, and I need to know, was he drunk or intoxicated when he called in this information? Okay. I need to know. I need to know all of that. Okay. Now, another person of interest was Bernard K. Howell III, a traveling meat salesman who operated in the Tenino area. Okay, in August 2010, Howell was arrested and convicted of murdering a woman while driving a meat truck. Guys, is that a euphemism for something? I need to know what a driving meat truck is. Okay. Now, investigators later discovered that he had sold meat to Nancy and may have visited her home around the time of her disappearance. However, there was no evidence directly connecting him to Nancy's case, and he denied involvement. He too was not charged. Okay, I need so much more information about the woman that he previously was convicted of murdering. I need to know, where was he the night or the weekend Nancy went missing? I need so much more information. Okay, please. Now, Nancy's disappearance devastated her family. Her daughters were just children at the time, and they were left to grow up without answers. As they entered adulthood, they began publicly speaking out, hoping renewed attention could bring justice. Now, as of 2025, Nancy Moyer's case is still open and classified as a suspicious missing person slash no body homicide. Now, authorities remain convinced that foul play occurred, but they have yet to gather enough evidence to make an arrest or recover her remains. The wine glass from the scene was reportedly tested for DNA, but no public results have been shared. Now, theories persist. Was she lured outside by someone she trusted? Did she plan to meet someone that night? I mean, guys, did she think, oh, I left my phone in the car and ran out to get her phone? Did she leave something from work? I mean, there's so many things. The other thing I want to know, they said that her and her ex co-parented together. I need to know, did they look into that? Did they? I don't know. I need to know. Okay. What they do know for certain is that Nancy did not voluntarily decide to leave and go away. She was deeply attached to her daughters. Okay. Deeply attached. Also to her job and her home. She had plans. She had love. She had no reason to run. She had no history of drug use, no history of mental health. In her case, still isn't getting the attention it deserves. So, if you have any information about the disappearance of Nancy Moyer, no matter how small, I don't care if it's just a rumor, speculation, please contact Thurston County Sheriff's Office at 360 786 5279. Now, if you know of or have a loved one missing and you are interested in having their story featured on an upcoming episode, excuse me, guys, and maybe join us for a live interview, contact Amy, our assistant producer, by emailing Amy at tcwtmedia.com or send us a DM on our Facebook page. Hold on, guys, just a second. I'm going to try to clear my throat. Okay, guys, I muted my mic so you didn't have to hear that. Something's dripping in the back of my throat. It's probably all of my frustration with Bev from the Karen Read trial backing up. Now, next, Travis William Coleman was a 38-year-old father and construction worker living in Wenatchee, I think, Washington, known for his quiet demeanor and deep love for his family. Guys, Travis had been experiencing a sudden mental health crisis in the weeks leading up to his disappearance. Guys, that does not mean he does not deserve to be found. Okay. His mother described him as sensitive, gentle, and struggling. On April 22nd, 2023, Travis vanished from the Wenatchee Foothills and has not been seen since. Travis was around 5'9" to 5'11", weighing approximately 180 to 200 pounds. He had brown eyes, short dark hair that was starting to gray. I mean, look at him, guy. He's an attractive looking dude, okay? He also had a distinctive tattoos. He had a fat fox racing loop on his left wrist and a pair of boxing gloves on his chest. Now, he had a surgical scar that ran along his sternum that was a result of a previous medical condition. At the time of his disappearance, he may have been wearing casual clothing, likely work appropriate or outdoor wear, though his exact outfit is sadly unknown. Now, in the days leading up to his disappearance, Travis's girlfriend had moved out of the home they shared. And despite living alone, he expressed he didn't feel safe staying there. Okay. On the morning of April 21st, 2023, Travis was working at a construction site near Mission Creek in Kashmir, Washington. Now, at some point, he abruptly walked off the job and disappeared into the rugged Wenatchee Mountains without any explanation. Guys, he remained missing for over 30 hours, spending the night alone in the wilderness. When he returned home, his family was relieved but concerned. Now, on the afternoon of April 22nd, his girlfriend on her lunch break found him back home. He was silent and collapsed on the couch, exhausted and barely moving. Now, just hours earlier, he had spent that night lost in the foothills after walking off the job site. Later that afternoon, around 5:15 p.m., his father visited the home to check on him. Instead of the exhausted son he expected, Travis was frantic, rummaging through items and claiming he had an appointment with a woman about a new job. Guys, no one has ever identified this woman or the supposed opportunity. Now, when his mother arrived around 6 p.m. to take him to safety, she pounded on the door for 15 minutes, but got no answer. Tragically, it's believed he was inside taking a shower, preparing to meet this unknown woman. Beard trimmings were later found in the sink. Travis's mother and his girlfriend entered the house around 8 p.m. They briefly searched the rooms. Likely, their ability to recognize the importance of preserving the scene was clouded. They wanted to just see what was going on. Days later, his wallet, initially believed to have been thrown into the river, was found stuffed inside a pile of clothes in his room. That's very interesting. His phone has never been located. No forensic testing was ever done at the home. No neighbors were interviewed, despite the dense layout of the housing complex and the fact that he disappeared in daylight. What the hell? We hear this so many times in missing person cases. I don't get it. Now, a witness later reported seeing him walking alone in the nearby Wenatchee foothills, appearing lost, dazed, and haggard. Now, despite the sightings and his family's urgent pleas, sit down, guys. It would be more than 2 weeks before any formal searches were initiated. What the hell, law enforcement? Somebody tell me why you would wait 2 weeks to go look for someone that you know is having a mental crisis. Why would you wait 2 weeks? Can somebody please tell me that? Somebody, anybody in comments, tell me because I don't get it. I do not get it. Okay. Now, his mother believes he may have used drugs between 3:45 and 5:15 p.m. that day, likely something powerful enough to alter his behavior significantly. But she also believes he may have been lured, coerced, or harmed in some way. Guys, I don't know why she thought maybe he used drugs, maybe because he was acting erratic. His disappearance was reported on April 23rd to the Wenatchee Police Department. Guys, it wasn't until May 9th, 17 days after he was last seen, that law enforcement began that search. But once again, why? According to Travis's family, the delay proved costly. Exactly, guys. That is a delay that you can undo. Time is everything. Now, during that time, no official ground or air searches were launched by authorities, and crucial evidence may have been lost to the elements. Guys, I'm going to go out on a limb and say it was. I'm not going to say may because shit goes away in 17 days. Now, Travis's mother didn't wait for official help because she's a mom. Okay, she went into full mama bear mode. She organized grassroots search efforts, contacting drone teams, reviewing surveillance footage, and coordinating with local volunteers. You go, girl. Now, Aloft Drone Search, a nonprofit group, joined the effort, covering 14,000 acres of mountainous terrain with aerial drones, horseback teams, and off road vehicles. Now, on May 15th, searchers located Travis's belonging in a meadow near Butler Ridge. Mind you, guys, law enforcement doesn't start until the 17th. This was before they got involved. Items reportedly included clothing and personal effects, though the exact contents have not been made public. The area is remote and rugged, dense forest surrounded by high brush and steep slopes. Despite this discovery, no other trace of Travis was found. Yeah, law enforcement, if you maybe would have done your job and looked a little sooner, Travis's family believes he may have succumbed to the elements or became disoriented due to his mental health crisis. His mother has been vocal in pushing for changes in how missing adults with mental illness are treated by law enforcement. Guys, he didn't just vanish into thin air. I mean, she said it in an interview, and she said someone knows something, or he's still out there waiting to be found. His family continues their search, committed to finding answers into ensuring that no one facing a mental health emergency is overlooked. His mother recently shared how Easter, the anniversary of his disappearance, and Mother's Day were particularly painful this year. The grief is compounded by guilt, regret, and the lingering belief that more could have been done sooner by them, by law enforcement, by the community. Mom, you organized search efforts. You got drone people helping. You got people out on horseback. You did what law enforcement should have done. So please release yourself from the guilt of saying you could have done more. It's others who could have done more. But despite this, she continues to fight. She continues to ask for witnesses to come forward, no matter who they are or what they are involved in. She says, we're not out to get you. She says, we're out to find Travis. So, guys, if you sold him drugs, if you saw him, I don't care. Do the right thing. As of June This month, Travis William Coleman remains missing. His case is still classified as an endangered missing person investigation. Anyone with information is urged to contact the Wenatchee Police Department at 509 663 9911. Guys, I want to thank you all for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you again on Wednesday for our next episode. I want to ask you to all please go join our Facebook group, Midday Missing. This is where we will post all our missing person posters as well as share posters from others that we have verified. Please share Nancy and Travis's missing person flyers. Every share that you guys do is potentially one step closer to the family getting answers. Also, like and share this video. We are here just to get the word out. Okay. Now, you can follow us on all of our social media platforms to stay connected and be a part of the conversation. Now, if you're watching this YouTube, like it, same on Facebook. If you're listening on the podcast platforms, please go and give us a review, rank us. It will help other people find this. Now, True Crime and Wine Time will air like it does every Thursday, this Thursday at 8 p.m. Central. Guys, we are going to pair this week's case with some perfect wine. I don't know what that is yet, but this case is how did a quiet teen become a face-eating killer? What the hell? The Austin Haruf case. A Harif? I don't know. But before we go, if you love true crime and you're local to Ohio or ready for a road trip, you don't want to miss this. Join me and my partner in crime, Llama, for a special event. We will be at the Blend of Seven Winery in Marion, Ohio on Saturday, July 19th, where we will be diving into the still unsolved case of Joey LaBute, a Columbus man whose mysterious death has haunted the true crime community for years. And Llama is very passionate about this case. Okay. There will be wine, storytelling, audience Q&A. We will also be covering the missing person case of Andy Chapman, who is also a local. Tickets are on sale now. Okay. Guys, until next time, please stay safe, stay aware. If you see something, say something. Let's help these families bring their loved ones home. Okay. Now, guys, we're hoping we're going to portal you back over to Couch Court with Llama. If that doesn't work, hopefully you've set your notifications and you'll get notified. You want to definitely go over there because I think Llama is going to have a lot to say about what happened in court this morning. So thank you again, guys, for joining me. Until next time. Bye, guys.